All right, everyone. Welcome back to the land of Chem. I am your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Sunday Site Visit 26. And one of the most amazing things about living in Egypt is that I can go up to the Giza Plateau pretty much anytime I want. So today's episode is a follow-up expedition inside the Great Pyramid to investigate a hopeful resolution to the lighting situation, to document some of the anomalous features found inside of the contact process chamber, and to gather some preliminary footage from inside of the antechamber. There are a multitude of significant details highlighted in today's episode that are directly related to the operation of this structure. So if this is the type of content you're interested in regarding the function of the Egyptian pyramids, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. Click that little notification bell so that you do not miss the new episodes that premiere twice per week. Like, comment, and stay tuned. If you want to help support the channel, just check out thelandofchem.com. To give something back to all of the viewers that support this channel, I also created a members-only section that will feature exclusive research-related content and unreleased footage. So if you're interested, check that out in the link in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for today's intro. So without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. And just a quick preface to today's Sunday site visit footage, so you can see some diagrams of what I am pointing out inside the Great Pyramid. First, this groove here along the bottom of the third tier inside the Grand Gallery, otherwise known to us as the contact process chamber, which you can see here noted as shallow groove. And you will see today some conclusive evidence that something has definitely been removed out of this housing that spans the entire length of the Grand Gallery, as shown here in this darkened line. You will also see some close-ups of these housings along the bottom of the Grand Gallery, some of which have been filled in with modern concrete and patchwork. Also featured today from inside of the quote-unquote antechamber. And one thing that I will point out now is that the scalloped stone that you can see here on the west wall is only on this west wall. The east wall of the antechamber is completely flat, as you can see in this diagram. Now, there's a prominent theory circulating out there that these scalloped features on the west wall are a housing for a circular wooden beam and rope system used to lower the portcullis stones. And I cannot disagree more with that idea. Those wooden beams would not be locked into place on each side. And as soon as any pressure was applied to the system, they would move out of place and they would not rotate as implied in this theory. And here are a few more diagrams from an essay by Efren Puchin, link in the video description below, showing the configuration of this antechamber system, an explanation of which will be coming up as a special treat to all the viewers here for episode 100. And again, these scalloped features only existing on one side, the other side being completely flat, a very unlikely configuration for housing a rotating wooden beam and rope system that supposedly spanned across this chamber. Puchin suggests that these stones were capped, which is a much simpler explanation, and in my opinion, the Great Pyramid is a giant machine that was producing a dilute solution of sulfuric acid, and I completely agree that there was absolutely no wood or rope whatsoever anywhere inside of this structure. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's commence another mesmerizing exploration inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. I hope you enjoy. So the lights are back on. We are here around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Much less people on the Giza Plateau. Ascending the staircase into the contact process chamber of the Great Pyramid.
Bunun bir de inişi var.
And you can see here that they do have electricity wired into the light system, which is now working today. All right. Go. And let me get out the light here. Ooh. Here we go. And if you look up there, it certainly looks like there's some concrete or plaster in through here. See, there's remnants of mortar here. And look here. At this layer of material, this red material here. Coating material. Huge patch right here. Look at that. And this is leading into the entrance of the extraction chamber system.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And I'm glad they have the lights on. So that's most likely some modern concrete here. This is patchwork here. Modern patchwork. Now looking back down into the descending passage. This patch here looks to be exposed limestone, and then you can see the elevated area with the coating. Alright, so now we're going to ascend into the contact process chamber. And look at how red it is. I hope you guys can see that on the camera. How red the interior of this chamber is. Look at that red coloring all in through here. Look at the color of this part here. It's red all in through here. Alright, ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, the baby.
Water. Okay, go ahead. And let me tell you, it is awesome inside of here today. Almost no people. Nice and cool. Look at all those chisel marks going along this part here. It almost looks like there was something installed on this level here. And shine the light right here with that. So this part here, it almost looks like there was a bar or something installed all the way down here. And look at those chisel marks. As you can see here, as we move up this direction, this is pristine. This part of the channel here, to the left of the chisel marks, this area here, we'll get a little closer to this. Move up just a little bit. So there may have been something fitted into that area that's been chiseled out of there. You can see the chisels at the top. In this area, so this is the bottom of the tier here. But you can see there's a channel right above it here. Alright. Let's see if it's on the other side. Yep. You can see that channel running down that same tier. And then the chisel marks start there. And the big chiseled out patch there. Running all the entire length of the chamber. So now we're going to look at these. And this material here is patched. This pink stuff. So this has all been patched up. Yeah. And over here on the left, look at, and you can see the patched area here. This is all patchwork here. Okay. Oh, short round. All right. Looks like some iron oxide. Housings. And some of them have been filled in, patched over. You see the material that fills out the hole here. So that's all been patched up. And you can see here, running down along the bottom, this is a conduit for the electricity. This is for a wire. There's a wire running in here, connected into the electrical system. That's powering these, which are, thankfully, again, all this is patched here. All patched up. Same over on this side. This is all a big patch here. This appears to be original limestone. And then this here is the ancient mortar, the coating compound that covered up the limestone. And you can see how, if you were here in person, you can see how stained that was. So this is exposed limestone here. This is a piece of the coating. See that? Pretty crazy. Alright. Alright, so here's a section. See this stained section here? This is all still covered in coating. This part here with the black drip stains on it. And exposed limestone. Coated, exposed. That piece almost looks like a piece of metal that's still stuck in there. And we're gonna move a little bit quicker now because we got a group behind us and I don't want to keep them up. But just showing and all that staining on the original coating. Look at all of that. Holy shit. Look at all that extruding out. Crazy. And look at how smooth and eroded this portion is here. There's no chisel marks on this portion, but it is eroded out. That's wild. So now, while we have a chance, here we go. Oh, yes. So now, after coming in here the other day in the dark, so looks like, all the walls were soaking wet when we were in here last time. They're now dry. The lights are on. Alright, hang on one second. I'll be right back. Alright, so we just had a few moments of very rare experience inside the sulfur furnace chamber with no guards. And you can already see behind me, look at the staining on the roof of the chamber. And one thing I always found very unusual is that, so this is the termination of the southern quote-unquote air shaft. And if you follow this directly up to the ceiling, look at how roasted that beam is. And it looks like they've attempted to pressure wash this. As you see, some areas have been cleaned off. This one looks like it's been cleaned pretty well. And it's also significantly darkened here directly above the container. And again, I just mentioned that we were in here the other day when the lights were off and all of the chamber walls were soaking wet. They came in here and pressure washed this during the month of July for the maintenance repairs. And the termination of the southern shaft here. And a look into the northern air shaft. And I was just discussing with Alexa that this air shaft was not carved out of the stone. These stones were shaped ahead of time, engineered in the design phase of the structure. This was planned and executed into the cut of the stone itself. And then the stone was set in place and the air shaft formed as they were laying the stones into their proper place within the construction, which is an absolutely mind-blowing feat of ancient architecture, design, engineering, construction. It is mind-blowing to imagine that that shaft going all the way to the outside of the pyramid was engineered way ahead of time, before they ever started placing blocks. And it was done with such perfection. And this is the same configuration that you'll see in the red Pyramid of Dashur, for example, that the stone above the shaft connection is the largest stone in the chamber. And this stone does not end here in the wall. It goes further back into the masonry of the chamber. Really amazing to have some time in here alone. So the time to go to the Giza Plateau is basically right before it closes in the late afternoon and inside the container here. All right, so now we'll begin our descent back through the antechamber as the Great Pyramid closes in just a few moments. And we'll continue our expedition of the Giza Plateau. Everyone? Alexa?
Hey.
All right, much different in here than last week's Sunday site visit. This is awesome. Yalavina. And here we go, through the antechamber. And I'll be doing a very special episode on the antechamber of the Great Pyramid for episode 100 here on the land of Khem. And you can already hear that within this chamber the acoustic properties are the most magnified in the entire structure. So we have these 4 grooves. This is a patch here. This is restoration work. There were originally some beams of stone here. And you can see the remains of one here that have been knocked out of place. And there were 3 large slabs of granite, one here that went all the way to the floor in these housings. Okay, so you imagine this piece comes out several inches and the piece of granite was locked into place in between these 2 bilateral housings. So there's a huge piece of granite here piece of granite here, and then a piece of granite here. But this piece did not go all the way to the floor. It stopped right here. And as I explained before, dropping the water level in the contact process chamber would draw the gases from the sulfur furnace chamber up through these grooves passing over and then falling down into the contact process, being drawn into the contact process chamber. Man, that's an awesome shot. All right, so now into this small intermediary chamber. Listen to that. This area of the Great Pyramid has by far the highest amount of acoustic amplification. And I'll be right back. All right, so now we'll begin our descent back down through the contact process chamber. And on the ascent, man, I showed you some of the most anomalous details that I've ever recognized here inside the structure. The intense staining on the coated original portions of the walls. The housings that appear to still have traces of metal oxides. The patching, the coating compounds, the oxidation in the ceiling, which you can see above us. Look at this piece right here. Look at that black staining there on that tier. I mean, this entire structure looks like it's been baked on the inside. Extremely high temperature exothermic reaction, dissolving sulfur trioxide gas into water produces an extreme amount of heat energy. Hence the volume of this massive chamber. As explained in the episode Why is the Grand Gallery Slanted, it prevented the whole thing from boiling over out of control. The more water you have, the smaller amount of sulfur trioxide, the more you can control the reaction. If you have a significant amount of sulfur trioxide and a tiny amount of water, the solution is going to boil over out of control. So these two things were mixed gradually with an excessive volume of water, producing a very dilute solution of sulfuric acid that could then be concentrated if needed, depending on the application. Quite a different experience exploring the Great Pyramid with the lights back on. Of course, as always, completely soaked because it is hot AF inside that King's Chamber. But much more tolerable. Very few people in here today and quite an amazing experience. So now we're going to continue with the exploration of the Giza Plateau. Yalla bina.
All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was Sunday Site Visit 26, an expedition inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this is the type of content you're interested in regarding the function of the Egyptian pyramids, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. Click that little notification bell, like, comment, and stay tuned if you want to help support the channel. thelandofchem.com, and don't forget to check out the Land of Chem members-only channel for exclusive research-related content and unreleased footage. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for today's episode, so I will see you next time. Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. And click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. and check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.